Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be discussing the best differentials to own for game week 29. Hopefully by the end of today's video you might even be inspired to take a risk on one of the differentials that I mention. If you do enjoy today's video, please smash the like button and also don't forget to subscribe, as we are on our way to 100 subscribers and it would mean the absolute world to me if we can get there. The first player that we're going to talk about in today's video is KULUSEVSKI, and for the purposes of this video I'm just going to call him Kulu because you can't be arsed listening to me get it wrong and I can't be arsed watching this back when I'm editing listening to me get it wrong. So Kulu, he started his Spurs career like a house on fire. The boy's been absolutely eccentric for Spurs, linking up well with Kane and Son. As we can see from the past 5 game weeks, it's showing in the statistics. He scored 2 goals and got 3 assists, and he looked absolutely incredible against Everton last night. We look to the fixtures. It's a double in game week 29, United and Brighton, and he also plays in blank game week 30, so if you're not on a free hit, he's also another perfect option there, because it's an okay fixture. West Ham, it's another top 4 battle, similar to the United game, but yeah, so he does play in game week 30, but the double in 29 is what we're focusing on this week. The first game, United, it's a top 4 fight. I feel whoever wins this game is definitely going to go on to have the better opportunities to get top 4 football. United, it's a must win for them to keep the chances alive. And Spurs, if they can win it as well, it helps them leapfrog United. And this could even be a game that at the end of the season comes to determine who's getting Europa League and who's getting Europa Conference League. Is that big a game? So both teams are going to be up for it. I think we're going to see some goals in that one. The game as well in game week 29 is Brighton away, and now this is a tasty fixture. For me, this should be a green. Brighton have been dreadful over the past few weeks. They've only won 1 of their last 8 Premier League matches, and they've only managed to keep 1 clean sheet in the last 5 game weeks. So I think the likes of Kulu, Son, and Kane are going to absolutely feast against Brighton. And Kulu is the differential that we're talking about in this video. Obviously, Son, Kane, everyone knows about them, but Kulu's the man who's come in. I did mention him last week in my transfers video. He was my differential there. He was about 1% owned. Since that video, he is now up to 3.4%, and I can imagine that's only going to rise as the week goes on. At 6.1 million, he's an absolute bargain to get yourself into this Spurs team. Get an asset from the Spurs team. If you can't afford Kane or Son, or it's costing you too many in terms of minus points, then this should be your target for this game week. A nice double, plays in blank game week 30, and only 6.1 million, an absolute steal. Continuing with the Spurs theme, the next player that we are going to look to target as a differential is Matt Doherty. Now, it feels like we're back in 2018, back in 2019, Matt Doherty back on FPL YouTube, back being mentioned by a lot of FPL creators as well at the moment, and for good reason as well. As you can see from the past 5 game weeks, 1 goal, 3 assists, and only 4.7 million. What an absolute steal that is. Now, I read today in The Athletic as well, there was a great article in there about Conte talking about the right back problem he's had since he's come in Spurs, and it's actually been looking at him the whole time, and it was Matt Doherty. And you know, he's played the last 2 games, played the full 90 as well, and been fantastic. He was great in the Everton game. And I think people are looking as well to shift off Wolves assets because they've been a little bit poor. I know they have a nice game and playing blank game week 30, but if you're looking for someone who's got a double, as we've mentioned with the Brighton, United and West Ham game, I'm not going to go into that again because we just spoke about that. But yeah, if you're looking for a player who does play a double in 29 and a blank in game week 30 and is fairly cheap at only 4.7 million, absolute steal that, by the way, as maybe your 5th or your 4th choice defender. I think that's a great option to have. Looking at the points as well that he's scored over the past 5 game weeks, he's the 3rd highest scoring defender over the past 5 game weeks, and the 2 who are 1st and 2nd have played one more game than him as well. So he's doing fantastic in terms of points returns as well. The only thing that I would say we have to be a little bit careful about with Matt Doherty is the risk of rotation. Now, he's not played much this season, and all of a sudden he's started playing games. He's played 2 full 90 minutes, and Spurs now have 3 games within 14 days. Is he going to play all 3? I mean, I feel he'll play the United one, maybe not the Brighton one, because they're the easier of the 3 opponents in the next 2 game weeks. So I feel he might miss that one. But it's definitely worth a risk for his price and his potential points that he could haul. And he's only 1% ownership at the moment, at the time of recording. 1% ownership. This could be a huge differential, especially if he continues with the form, and especially if Spurs continue with the form. If they go on to win the next 3 games and they keep clean sheets in all of them, Matt Doherty's ownership could only skyrocket, his price could only skyrocket. Now's the time to get on the Matt Doherty hype train. Next player that we are going to mention is Gabriel Martinelli. Now, he's come back into the side after his weird suspension that he picked up with the 2 quick yellow cards. He came back into the side and he scored obviously at the weekend against Watford. Now, for me, Arsenal have one of the... I don't know how I'd describe it. It's one of the most exciting attacking lines, I'd say, in the Premier League at the moment. They're really good to watch, full of young, exciting players. Obviously, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka. And Lacazette's doing quite well, linking up the play as well up front as he did at the weekend. But yeah, they're a really nice team to watch at the moment. Have a mixed double similar to Spurs. Leicester at home, definitely a good fixture. Leicester have been pretty leaky all season, and definitely a fixture that I feel Martinelli could definitely get a return out of. And then the other fixture is Liverpool at home. Very difficult fixture, but as we saw in the West Ham game, Liverpool are vulnerable and can be attacked. And with the quality that Arsenal have got going forward now, I definitely feel Arsenal will create some opportunities. Now, I did speak about this yesterday in my transfer plans video, and I did recommend Saka. Now, I'm still sticking with Saka, but for some reason, if you can't afford Saka, or you're looking for an alternative to Saka, then I definitely think Martinelli is the one to go for. At 5.3 million, it's an absolute steal for the quality, and I think that special ability that Martinelli has at 5.3 million is an absolute steal. Dirt cheap, only 2.6% ownership as well. It's an absolute great price if you are looking for an alternative. Personally, I'm going for Saka, and I think you should too. But if you need a reason to go for a cheaper option from the Arsenal team because they do double and playing blank game week 30, then I definitely think Martinelli is the man to go for. My final pick of the video, now please don't click away, I did pick some weird differentials in yesterday's video, but we're back again with the weird differentials, and it's Mason Holgate. Now, Everton conceded 5 last night and looked absolutely dreadful, so yeah, I suggested Anthony Gordon in my video yesterday. However, I wasn't really convinced by his performance. I still think he's a really nice enabler if you want to go for him at only 4.5 million. But for today's video, I'm picking Mason Holgate. Now, Everton do double with Wolves and Newcastle. The Wolves game, Wolves haven't actually been that good at the back over the past 5 game weeks. They are 17th for expected goals conceded over the past 5 game weeks. So definitely, I feel Everton maybe could get something out of that game, but Everton being Everton, they probably won't. And then the Newcastle game is an absolutely huge relegation derby. You know, both teams, Newcastle have been in excellent form. Obviously, this is being filmed before Thursday. They could have just got absolutely, battered away at Southampton, but this is being filmed before that. So Newcastle is one of them fixtures that Everton are definitely going to be looking to target. They don't play in blank game week 30, but the reason that I've suggested Mason Holgate is for the nice double, and it's just for his price as well, 4.2 million. If you're looking to free up some cash for maybe a Harry Kane or a Heung-min Son or any other assets, maybe a Liverpool asset with them doubling in 29, you're looking to free up a little bit of cash, then I definitely think Mason Holgate should be the defender that you go for. 4.23 million. He's fairly nailed as well with the injuries that Everton have sustained at the back. Can play at centre back and at right back. As you can see, he doesn't offer too much going forward, but we're just looking for that clean sheet potential. Maybe Everton get it, maybe they don't. Maybe he's just a nice enabler who's going to be sat on your bench. You've also got to look maybe long term with this one and think Everton have got a lot of games to be rearranged. I remember reading they might have one in 31 and 32 potentially, so that could be another reason why you maybe go Mason Holgate. But for me, he's just a nice price, nice cheap nailed player in a team that do double in 29. and definitely one to consider maybe if you're on a wild card or just looking to free up some funds going further forward. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. It does honestly mean the absolute world to me. And also don't forget to go follow me on Twitter at FPL Tom. I do a lot of threads on there. I talk to a lot of people in the FPL community. So if you want to get involved on there, it's a great way just to interact with me. And I love talking to you guys. It's one of my favourite things. So yeah. If you have enjoyed today's video, please like it, please subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day.